Hey everyone, Darren Mullen from Producer Nerd and Sing It Live. I've just received a package that I've bought online, some cheap in-ear monitor systems, wireless ones. I do have some more expensive ones, and I know that they can get almost unaffordable really. In our situation when we record live, we rely on them because we don't want to amplify the vocals so we can get separation. So the singers can only really hear themselves through earbuds. So these guys are very cheap. Instead of costing over $1,000 for one unit transmitter, receiver, over $1,000, that's Australian. These guys here cost, it's a dual unit for two, so one unit would probably be $250, perhaps, maybe less than $250 for a wireless in-ear unit. So this one here is a dual unit. I think I should just unbox it here right in front of you because, hey, I don't know what to expect. It's from Asia, and I found it on eBay. To me, it looked a lot like the Sennheiser G4 sort of stuff, and I know that stuff's pretty expensive. Sennheiser have a new series out as well, which I was interested in, but I saw these guys and the prices, so and I made sure that they were to our local legal channels, because that's very important when you buy IEMs. It's like Christmas, isn't it? Woohoo! Yeah, IEMs have to be at your legal frequency, so look at that. So they have actually sent me, I bought 2 units. One had just 2 belt packs in it, and the other one had 4. It's 2 different channels, so it just meant I had spare belt packs. Let's just open one of these and see what's in it. So this will be the first time. Believe me, if these units do sound as good as the expensive ones, and I can A/B them, so if they do sound as good, then this is going to open up a massive can of worms. One, IEMs are way too expensive, or these guys are way too cheap, or maybe I've just given you the tip on how to find the solution for this. So, all right, looking inside, it looks all, they've given us some earpieces. I'm not expecting these to be good quality. I already have good quality earpieces and I'll A/B them. These look okay. I see. This looks like your little jack outputs on the back. I'll just take the unit out. I'll just check the instructions and see if there's English. Yes, it is. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, it doesn't indicate the frequencies, but I have been in touch with the seller a couple of times just to confirm that they were of the frequency set that I chose. Oh wow, that's a beautiful looking unit, very well, nicely made. It's not branded, of course. At the back we've got our multi-plugs for each unit, so this is 2 sides that are identical. 2 inputs that can be XLR or jack. It's balanced. And you've got a right and left level attenuators that you use like with a screwdriver. I haven't really seen those before, but and aerial, outlets, which I'm sure there's aerials included as well. Let's have a look at the belt packs. Yes, these do look very familiar, and I do know that China is very good at replicating Yes, it's even got the same buttons on the side. So these to me look a lot like the Sennheisers. Maybe they're a little wider, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll find some Sennheisers to compare. Okay, the knob seems like it's pretty good quality. Everything looks pretty good. So it does tell me that it is the megahertz that I did ask for. So that's 1 belt pack, 2 belt packs, 3 belt packs, 4 belt packs. So this unit here is 2 channels with 4 belt packs. So that's 2 spares. This one here cost me, I think, about $540, $550. That's delivered in Australian dollars. So if this all works out, and this is crazy good, I'm going to switch them on now and let you know. If these things end up working as well as I think they will, or I hope they will, then I could have found the answer for you. In-ear monitoring, wireless, for like $250 per person. That's crazy. Everyone can afford that, right? I know that they're a dual unit, and if you're a one person, it's still cheaper to buy one of these than it is. I mean, you could buy 2 of these, 2 dual units, for the price of just 1 single unit, you know, in these terms. So, all right, unbranded. Let's check it out. I will be back to you with more soon. Christmas! I've just been working hard to get this unit wrapped up. That's it down there. The belt packs, I've been comparing them with the same ears. I've been using Sennheiser in-ear pieces. This the 100 Pros. They're a base level earpiece, under $200. Maybe more, about 150, 160 mark Australian for just these. And I find these to be very comfortable. They don't pop out very easily. They're black ones, but I suppose I will get clearer. I was giving them a try. I like those, the Sennheisers. So put these in. At first I set up the Shure PSM300s. These are high-end with their belt pack as well. This is the P3RA belt pack. And these are fantastic. Top shelf. Set them up and listened to some music through these, just in mono. And then went to the our little, I don't know what to call them, our no brand versions. And they're very simple. The front end gives you, it's got a headphone jack on the front of each channel with a volume control. And then there's another knob that you press to select different frequencies and change them about. Gain is really only done on the back side and on the back end of it. And at first it was distorting like crazy. So I got my little screwdriver, went out the back, changed the gains right down to probably about 1 to 2 out of 10, and to match up with the gain on the Shure. And they're fine. They're very quiet. I think they have less RF hiss, which is basically just hiss when there's nothing happening. They're less hiss than the Shures. That could be interference in my studio though, but so don't sort of take me on that. But these, they're very well built. They seem to be very well built. I've only had them for a little while. I'll put some good batteries in them, of course. Turning it all the way up and giving it, you know, a noise test, they're very quiet. The quality in the listening is pretty good. Now the differences I can tell is definitely that I'm getting a lot more bottom end bass through the Shures than I do through these. These seem to be flatter but clearer. Yeah, I sort of like the EQ of these. I think the vocals really cut through in your ears, so without hurting you. So still nice and clear. The other ones seem to be just a little muddy compared to these. So I like the sound of them. Because I have the control of EQ on each send, I will make sure that the top end is just probably, I'll just look after it so it's not ever turned up on the master. But so far, these are great. They work fantastic. There's not many controls on them, of course, but it's the same as the Sennheiser one anyway. You hit a set button, you can set the frequencies. It even looks a lot like the Sennheisers. They really do look a lot like them. Don't you agree? So I'm pretty happy with these. I think that these are working really well. I will use them in a few sessions, and let's see what everyone else thinks. But I think I'm onto something here. If these work just as well as they are right now, then I've found the solution here to cheap IEMs, and I suggest every studio or band just go crazy and get these. I'll put the link in the bio and or the link down the bottom in the description, wherever you're watching this video, and go crazy, because this is it. Don't forget your frequency in your country. I had to look up the legal frequencies for radio devices in my country, put in my actual address, and it told me here in South Australia, the legal frequencies, the ones that were on their way out, the ones that we're currently using, the ones that are on their way in, or possibly, so there are frequencies that are on their way out, because we don't own the frequencies. I think the governments are selling them off for all sorts of different things. There's digital television and all sorts of things. So, and 5G and all those things. So it looks like I'm onto something here. The frequencies are fine. If I walk outside the door and there's some police officers saying we heard you on the radio, that might be different. But so far, these are great. I found some cheap IEMs, everyone. Who would have knew? Thanks for listening. Okay, I think the verdict is in. And before I get there, I'd like to just chat to you about what I've learnt about these things and my observations. Definitely, I think they're great value for money, coming down to about $250 per person. One of the packs that I bought, I should have bought both packs like this, had 4 of these. So it's a double channel, so 2 channels, one for 2 different people, in-ear monitoring systems, transmitter with 4 receivers. So you could, there are plenty of people in the room who may want to just hear where the vocals are. So a person who's playing bass, for instance, is listening around the room to the rest, following the drums. He's in the pocket in the engine room, doing a great job, but he just wants to know where the singer is, because we don't amplify any of the vocals to do what we do here. So he wants to know where the vocals are. So I can just give him one of these packs, set it to, just turn it on and press the set button and set it to the same frequency as, say, the singer. So if the singer has pack 3, I'll go to number 3, have a look at the frequency, put this on the same. So that means he's just hearing the same as the singer. He can just put one ear in if he wants, but he can walk around the room free and have vocals in his ear. If you've got a group who are singing harmonies, they may be okay with all of their voices level and using these packs. So remember, these packs, replacing these things is quite expensive. In fact, if this was a Sennheiser and I was just replacing this pack only, the G4s, $250 for one of these, you would not get one of these for that. You're probably looking double that, $500, just to, if you busted a pack. So having 4 of these in a 2-channel pack is very, very good value. extra packs, extra spares, anything like that. We're talking 500 Australian dollars for 2 people, okay? So now, let's move on to my observations of some of the drawbacks. Now, of course, you're paying way less money than the quality branded Sennheiser or Shure product, right? So understand that you're going to get some quality reduction. I think that the build quality on this is excellent. It's so good and so close to the Sennheiser that I believe that this is taken from the same machine that really makes them. It could be a second, it could be just a total copy, right? Even down to the material, the way that the doors opens, the whole battery pack, everything seems to be pretty well a clone to me. It's pretty close. And, you know, made of the same sort of material. The transmitters obviously are not the same as a Sennheiser, but they still have just about all the same features. They don't give you any EQ. I'm not sure about what the G4 system's features are. I'm pretty sure that they would probably give you EQ. So what you can do on the box is you can set the frequency. Is all you can really do. At the back of the unit is a couple of screwdriver, tiny little screwdriver, you know, for left and right on each channel, so you can adjust the input gain, which I found to be quite hot. So you're feeding signal into it. At first, when I turned it on, they were very distorted. It's like I turn it down as much as I can on the unit out of my output, and I'm used to sending signal to these things, and my earphones were distorted. There's 2 reasons. One, yes, there is very sensitive input gain on these, and I've got them set on, I don't know, between 0.5 and 1 out of 10 on the input gain for them to be at a comfortable level without distorting. You don't want distortion in the ears because that's going to, you know, hearing damage, right? So just defeats the whole purpose. And you get nice quality, you know, with good gain. So I've got those down, and I'm just very careful to make sure that my output gain doesn't go past a certain limit. So that's one thing, but I can live with that. You can always put pad, you know, gain reducers or pads in line to the input to this. So we're talking about a huge price difference, a quarter of the price of a normal IEM system, right? I found them to be fairly sensitive to interference. Look, not unusable, but I definitely notice if you're walking around the room, the odd little static passing of someone, or it's nothing that's going to kill your ears, but you notice that there is a little bit of interference in them. And I did not notice that with using the Sennheisers or the Shures. So that's one thing. But if you're willing to, and look, I'm blaming my environment in here because, you know, since I shifted one of the pairs up here, like one's down here, and I shifted the other one up here, and I moved its frequencies to the far end of the frequency spectrum, you get a bunch of channels. I think you've got about 40 possible channels on these things, so 40. So I just shifted it all the way furthest away from my other units, and once that frequency was away from it, I found way less static. And I've got a lot of cables, so maybe they're okay. They're just a little sensitive that way. It could be the quality of the circuitry inside, or the, you know, transmitter, the aerials, I'm not sure. We obviously pay way too much for a lot of things in our life, and electronic and musical gear is getting there. Now, I've got many great friends in retail business, and I don't mean to say that they're ripping me off. That's not the case. It's just that I need to spend money on stuff. I need to buy, you know, to keep my computer up to date. My plugins, I need to buy lots of LED lights and things to, you know, to make sure, and cameras and things to make sure that the product that I'm delivering is top. And so that costs a lot of money. If I'm saving $750 per person by buying this product instead of the one from the store, an American product or whatever, and buying the Chinese copy, then I can put that money somewhere else. I'm not going to get a Chinese copy of an Apple computer to replace my whole rig. It's just things I can't do this with. I'm sure that you will find that there are alternatives to this expensive in-ear monitoring stuff that we've been seeing. I hope this video was informative. Found some cheap IEMs. They work great for me. Sure, I needed to adjust, and I understand they're not as good as the most expensive one. They're not, but they're pretty damn close, and I'll take them. Thanks for watching. See you later.